Hey, this is Kurt Angle, and I want to give a shout out to the best podcast in the business, NightCap Recap. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. NightCap Recap. Jim Biringer, Teddy Repantis, in with our third man, Jeremy Evans. He is back. Get it up, Special Team Media. Also, NightCap Recap Media up on YouTube. You know the OG's NightCap Recap. I don't know if you saw the sign of the Empire State Building. You know what to do. Follow the NightCap Recap. That's it. Guys, it's 4th of July when you hear this. Happy 4th of July to everybody. 250 for the United States of America. 1776. Go see the play. It's the best. You know about it. If you went to Honus School and our high school and any school, you know about that. Happy Canada Day to everybody a couple days ago. And happy birthday to the Hitman Bret Hart. He's the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Gentlemen, been too long.
True. Jimmy, I'm rocking the Bret the Hitman Hart shirt. For anybody that, if you're seeing me now on the screen, it's the Hitman's birthday today when we record. Great to be alive on a Thursday before July 4th, but happy birthday to the Hitman. That's our guy on this podcast. We love him. And Jeremy, again, been too long. The Third Man Productions rolls on. How you been? How you doing, man? How's everything?
Good, thanks, man. Yeah, it's funny. We say been too long, but just getting to know you guys has been awesome. We talk every day about something.
Absolutely,
It's good to bring it out to the masses.
The group chat is buzzing.
Dude, our group chat's become legendary in such a short time.
It really has.
It's good to be public like this with the masses. And Jim had mentioned about Roman Reigns a little, so I had to defend my tribal chief. I'm wearing his shirt.
I mean, look, I got the OV shirt on for everybody who's watching. OV is coming back. We will skate again. That was a COVID shirt that he put out. So I had to rock his shirt. We'll get to Alex Ovechkin coming back. And if you have been following me, the NightCap Recap, you know my hockey stuff is spot on. Told you guys Ovi was coming back months ago. You should have just listened, paid attention. Again, Jeremy knows what's up. Lefty knows what's up. But I have to do this. We talk about group chats. This is a freestyle episode. We're gonna pull the curtain back a little bit here for the folks. We're still trying to keep kayfabe here. However, when people are talking about weddings at Madison Square Garden, we hear about Travis Kelce. We hear about Taylor Swift. Guys, it's not even come close to the Macho Man, Randy Savage, Elizabeth at SummerSlam 1991. It was a match made in heaven, but we also had the match made in hell. We had a great undercard. The Mountie went to jail. Great Intercontinental title match. Gentlemen, I want to know if, the main event is the wedding, but I want to know some undercard matches if we put them on. If we're going to put an undercard on this wedding, I want to know some undercard matches. And who's going to the Slammer is what I want to know.
Jeremy, kick it off. Go ahead, man.
Oh, my God. Wait, help me out with this question. An undercard of, current stuff? Or
It doesn't matter. You could bring back old school matches. You could bring back anything you want. Put it on the undercard. Matches that'll steal the show or people that could steal the show and take away from the wedding itself. That's what I want to know.
Bret and Bulldog comes to mind right away. A year later in Wembley on his birthday.
Love that match.
A 5-star match that Bret did by himself. Read the book if you haven't yet of what Bret did.
Yeah, I mean
that's arguably the best SummerSlam match of all time.
Agreed on that, Jeremy. That's a great one to throw out there. I was gonna go dream match. I was gonna say, give me the match that Bret has talked about that he wished he got to have with our boy Kurt Angle, Jimmy.
That would have been a sick match.
That's a show stealer. That's not even, that shouldn't be an undercard match. But if you're telling me that's going to take away from that main event of that wedding, that match will steal the show and everybody.
I know we're fantasy booking. I like that.
Hey, we can fantasy book. Hey,
I thought we were just going back in history. Okay.
I mean, we can fantasy book. Look,
listen, Hogan Austin is the match.
Hogan Austin. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's an undercard. That's the problem.
That's true. I don't think Bret Angle is either.
No, it's not. Bret Angle would just
and we
steal
saw
the
how
show.
good Shawn and Angle was.
Yeah. I got one, you talk about current guys working, we talk about, when we talk about Ospreay and Omega, I put that on an undercard for this. But if you want to go different, guys that are retired out of here, give me either AJ Styles versus Will Ospreay or AJ Styles versus Kenny Omega in an undercard. That to me is a show stealer right there.
AJ versus Shawn Michaels, give me that.
Man.
AJ Styles versus Owen Hart.
Oh
yeah.
Like, I think their styles would have meshed even better than AJ and Sean. Like, I honestly think that. We never got to see Owen work the type of guys who could match his athleticism.
Oh, I mean, like we said, it's just unfortunate in '99 when all those guys came in, like Jericho, the Benoits, the Perry Saturns, the Eddies. I mean, if they
Christian Edge, he worked with Edge. He got to work with Edge at least.
Jeff Hardy before he went singles. Like,
if we're talking, look, if you want to go matches that were on the SummerSlam, I also always loved when Rey Mysterio debuted in 2002 against Kurt Angle again.
That opener was that was probably the best.
That's a hot opener. You want to go openers? There you go. Give me that opener.
I think we can all agree that's probably one of the best openers for SummerSlam, right?
Absolutely. It's on the list.
He's tops. I was gonna say, we were joking in our Hitman chat. I said I think Perfect and Brett should run it back.
I think, look, if we're doing it at the Garden, why not bring back Garden matches? And that's one of the good ones right there. The Hitman and Mr. Perfect, man.
I think if we're gonna keep running them back, Sean and Razor ladder match. Let's do it.
Another one, right? Another
the second one was not as good as the first.
Well, because they put rules on the second one.
I agree. Absolutely.
That was Cleveland. Cleveland put rules on the second one. They were like, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. And they still put on a good match.
Hard Foundation, Demolition, 2 out of 3 falls.
Oh.
Like, talk to me.
Man. We're talking tag team clinics now.
That was a tag team clinic.
The Road Warriors getting involved.
Actually, you know what was an underrated SummerSlam match that opened was Brainbusters versus Hart Foundation.
Another good one.
Another great one.
That was really good.
I think Brett credits, at least we'll give some credit where it's due to the Brainbusters usually and say those guys were good in-ring technicians. You know, it's tough for Brett to hand out compliments sometimes. But I feel like the Brainbusters and Arn Anderson were couple guys that he put over every time he talks about them.
And Perfect too.
Yeah.
He said the SummerSlam match, our house show matches were just as good.
Yeah, right. He had that great King of the Ring match. I mean, that was unbelievable. I got one for you. Remember during the invasion angle, RVD Jeff Hardy ladder match.
Wow. That's a great one. Those two always had good chemistry. RVD and Jeff Hardy, whenever they were involved in any type of match, was always a good one. You know, you were getting a banger.
Like their invasion match was really good, but I thought the ladder match was even better.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you guys got a chance.
I still like the finish could have been better. I still liked Cena and his crew against the
Nexus.
The build-up was fantastic. The match.
I'd like that match too, Jeremy.
That was a good match. Again, I think a lot of people feel that the finish should have been reversed.
It was a horrible decision, and it's talked about to this day. Jericho and Edge went to him before the match and begged him, Barrett's hot. The Nexus is hot. Don't super Cena him.
Yeah.
And they were never the same, that group.
The Hitman was in that match too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was he not in that match?
Yeah, he was.
I forgot about that.
It's pretty funny that he was involved.
An homage to the Hitman. We could just run Hitman matches all night.
I mean, we could, but listen, if we're talking bands that are going to open, Jeremy, to steal the show from Taylor Swift, I mean, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, we could go on and on. I mean, these are bands that will blow her performances out of the water. We all know that.
Easy.
I can do that.
Easy. But everybody, we want to have some fun. Like I said, I want to pull back the curtain. It's July 4th weekend, Canada. We want to have some fun off the top. But let's dive into it. We'll put the sports stuff to the side. We got to get into the wrestling off the top. Everybody has thoughts on this. Look, we're getting a SummerSlam match between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, which we need to have. They haven't really had a true singles match in a while. Reigns probably needs to get a win over him clean somewhere along this path. But what I don't like is we built up this King of the Ring tournament to say the winner gets a match at SummerSlam. And Oba's just like, well, Brock attacked me. Fuck, screw it. So apologies to everybody watching. He said, screw it. And you know what? I want Brock in Hell in a Cell. And this goes back to our point after WrestleMania. Jeremy was here. We all talked about this. It talks about the creative of young guys coming out of it. You had your moment. Brock got retired. Oba was so hot, and you just didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah. Jeremy, I wanted to ask your opinion on this. I mean, Lesnar just coming out straight up saying, hey, I don't got great mic skills. That's why I got Paul Heyman. I mean, going at Oba for some of the stuff he said. What did you feel about this segment on Monday Night Raw with these two guys?
It was fine, I guess. You just saw one guy laughing and the other guy being all serious. What I don't get is even the match in Italy, I don't have a problem with that Brock went over. I think we all discussed it, that you still made Oba look super strong.
I think so, yeah.
And then, and you still had the King of the Ring was perfect because you made him say, even though I lost, I rebounded, I climbed the mountain, now I get a title shot. If you had just done Hell in a Cell the first night and Oba Roman second night, or just, hey, you got to beat Brock and you get this. I understand it's hard to do two storylines like that going on the build-up. I understand, but there's a way you could have done it where...
I mean, they did it pretty good with the whole bloodline with Cody going in WrestleMania 40, I thought.
Dude, that's the same storyline, though.
Yeah, but insert
that
The
was
Rock
the same storyline. He was
Yep.
Right, but it was still bloodline versus Cody. This is one storyline with Brock and one with Roman.
Yeah.
So it's two different things.
But Jimmy, I got to agree with your side. It kind of makes the King of the Ring seemed a little meaningless. Well, you ran this whole tournament, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, why would you do this, right? If you're just going to not.
And why put him in? Like, if this was the plan all along to have this Hell in a Cell match, then why even put Oba in this thing?
Well, it definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't. It was hey,
no,
Brock,
but if we're getting to
work through August and we're going to pay you this much, I think they also, man, the Night of Champions pay-per-view was a throwaway, and from what we had heard months ago, it was just they were sending a skeleton crew to Saudi to get the show done.
But here's my thing with it, guys. It again, if Rollins was the guy to get the title shot anyway, just make him win the tournament. Like, just have him be King of the Ring, and then we could go from here.
I don't like in wrestling when all you got to do is do a short little promo and get a title match.
Like, but again, why is and speaking of this, and we could tie all these segments together. So we're gonna go with the old route, and we're getting older. Like, we had a problem with this when Roman Reigns was calling CM Punk old. Like, we're going down this route, guys. We're old, retired. We retire. Like, so what we're saying is we got old champions, okay, but we're not pushing our young guys. Okay, that makes sense.
Especially because Braun Breaker took another loss too. I'm sorry, I was going to say, especially because Braun Breaker took another loss also, right? I mean, I thought
started on that.
I don't like it. I hate it. I didn't like it.
I love Rollins. Seth Rollins has been one of my favorite wrestlers since he came from his ROH days. Tyler Black into the Shield. He's my favorite guy coming out of the Shield. Thought he was a workhorse prior to the injuries. Clearly wasn't the same in the ring since then. He's changed his style. Great on the mic, all that. But if you're telling me, look, we want the future of the company to take that next level, Oba, Braun, whoever else you have lined up there, Jacob Fatu, they're all taking secondary roles right now, right? I mean, that's what it seems like.
And SummerSlam is supposed to be the time where you start to elevate talent.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is supposed to finish up for the older veterans, whatever. SummerSlam is that. I hate when fans have the gall to say, this person's not ready. First off, how do you know? Second, you don't know until they have the strap on them.
You don't.
I think you missed a great opportunity with Oba. I understand he's over, and sometimes the title doesn't help. You're better on the chase.
Yeah.
I get it. But, man, strike while the iron's hot. You'd think TKO for a Hollywood business, knowing something's hot. If you have a hot actor, do you say, we're going to put you on the shelf for a few months and not do another movie?
No,
you get them back on as soon as possible. I don't get why Roman and Oba, you set it up also at Mania. You set it up that night on the post show. I'll see you this summer if you're about it.
It seems like,
King of the Ring, so he's about it.
Exactly. It seems like they get to this point, they book themselves to this point where they're like, hey, like, we're right there. We're gonna pull the trigger on all these young guys and all of this. And then they're like, you know what? No, we're just not ready for that yet. Let's go with Seth Rollins again and Roman. We got to close their story and all that. I don't like it. I'm with you, Jeremy and Jimmy. I'm sure we're all in agreement here. Mm-hmm. I think you got to pull the trigger on these guys while the iron is hot, especially with Oba, because the chant and the pop is there. That's eventually going to just get a little less. What happened to LA Knight? You get a little less. You got to jump on it when it's happening. And if the Sami Zayn title win, I was thinking if Oba was a SmackDown guy, maybe that is a way for him to be a transitional champ. I don't know what's going to happen now because clearly Oba's a Raw guy. They want him with that title, I guess. So, but if he was a SmackDown guy, said perfect right there. Set that up. Have Lesnar take out Sammy, which maybe still happens, and then Oba.
Why do I have this?
Is something going to happen? Is something going to happen here?
It's smart to keep Oba and Trick on 2 different shows.
Right. Well,
I agree.
But my gut tells me Sammy's going to get like the Kofi Kingston treatment.
He's going to get the Kofi treatment. You think so?
Yeah. And Brock's just going to come in and win the title, and the Hell in a Cell is going to be a title match.
And then you're telling me Oba and Brock. Okay, so then what? Oba's right on SmackDown. Is that what happens here?
I guess, and keep them and keep the 2 separate for a little bit.
Yeah, do we build up Oba versus Roman, title versus title at Mania, or isn't it always a crown jewel? The champs wrestle each other.
Yeah.
So I mean, what you're going to waste Oba and Roman in Saudi?
No, of course not.
You're not going to waste.
I mean, Mania is in Saudi anyway, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
And who knows who's coming back for a Saudi Mania payday?
Yeah, exactly.
If Brock has another bomb in the office, he might feel like I have to do this.
Oh, he's already had many bombs. I think he'll
he needs the money, but I'm saying
he'll find his way home. They all do. They all do.
But no, Saudi money talks even to The Rock. But that being said, okay, we can talk about Vince and TKO. What upsets me now is Vince would never have allowed Oba and Roman to do what they did at after Mania.
Oh, to talk about each other, right?
Talk about it, tease it to the fans, and then pretend.
I agree. I don't think they should have talked about each other yet.
Look, and
who knows whose call that was? I'm sure it was planned.
Look, there's ways of doing it, and then there's ways of not doing it. We saw Rock and Cena set their first match the night after WrestleMania, but then they were away from each other until he came back. They did their promos, and then they had Survivor Series stuff, and then it took off. They set it up. We talked about it the night after Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. It felt like a new direction, a new era. We're reset after all the BS that happened at WrestleMania. We got the ship back in the right direction, and it feels like we're just going down the same BS road again.
And that's 2 years in a row. Last year you had Dom Mysterio, red hot, fans going nuts over, and now he's
AAA guy. He's basically a AAA guy.
And he's maybe not even middle of the show. When I say middle of the show, I mean like the top of the second hour, third hour. He's
it's the beginning of the show guy.
You've ruined that.
They cooled him off. Yeah, they cooled him off significantly. That's their own fault.
That was intent. That was not his doing.
No,
not his doing.
Not his doing. No, not for sure.
He's killing it in the merch game. He's killing. I mean, the crowd was nuclear heat.
They're there for him every single time.
Dude, nuclear heat is right. I mean,
and you can't manufacture that.
No. Well, we talk about missing moments. Look, I love it. Look, I like Sammy. He wins the title in Saudi. It's all great. I go back to it before WrestleMania 39, man. I think it was 40 or 30 in one of those Manias. I think it was 40.
I think it was 40, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 40 in Montreal, Quebec. Just put it on. Just give him the night. Just give him that night.
The one night, right?
Just give him the one night, because that pop that he got in Saudi would have been nothing compared to what he got in Montreal.
100%, yeah. They just look. I get it because Cody had to end the streak. I mean, I get that. I agree. I'm so torn with that, Jimmy, because I agree. I think they should have gave it to him in Montreal, but I think it made the Cody win that much better. You know,
I was there. It was.
You were Montreal?
No, I was in Philly when Cody.
I was there. Yeah, I was there too.
It was electric.
Greatest outside of seeing Stone Cold the night after Mania 15. The best in-person wrestling thing I've ever seen was Cody winning.
It was, I put it up there with a lot of.
I'm just saying, there's been opportunities to do this, and then you're telling me now in Saudi, like.
Is this the Darby Allin treatment? Is this thank you for your service?
I think so.
No, and it's also the World Cup's going on. It gives us a little buzz.
Is it a number? It could be a number of things, right?
Sometimes of big events going on.
Right. Is it a number of things, right? Sammy in Saudi Arabia, right? Sammy, they're just saying, hey, we're going to because the favorites are Cody and Gunther, we're just going to go outside the box here and throw everybody off because everybody thinks we're predictable, right? So we're just going to swerve left. That's part of it. And then part of it is what we just said. Sammy's done a lot of really good work, and he's lost, I think I saw some stat. He lost 12 straight world title matches. So how many world title matches you gonna get?
But the only reason he got in the world title match was because he did a bad job as an official.
Exactly. Right, but which might be the plan all along. Look, I love the character that he was kind of doing for a couple weeks here of like the last good guy, because the intentions are maybe he really is a heel, but he's pretending he's a good guy. So that whatever the intentions might be, but we didn't get enough time with that.
You guys. I got one for you guys. Are we about to see the return of Nick Aldis to the ring?
It seems like it, right?
We think that all the time.
No, but like this,
we
this
thought Braun
feels
Breaker
like
we're gonna have a match. No,
they said he's suspended, right? Suspended as running SmackDown, right?
End his career too. I mean, it's already been ended.
I hope not.
I mean, it's been ended, but I'm just saying, like this just. I mean, maybe it's just they're just throwing whatever on it. But the fact that he actually got physical with Gunther tells me like.
So did Braun Breaker with him.
Yeah, but no. All this is threw punches back at Gunther this time.
This would be a shame though if they said, "Hey, we didn't get the Gunther retiring Brock like we wanted, so we're just gonna bring Nick Aldis out of retirement, so just to get retired again." Just to give Gunther.
If I'm Gunther, I'm like, what do you want out of me? Like, you want me to retire a GM who's already retired? Like,
like Nick Aldis kind of had all of his last matches.
I'm cool with it because I think Aldis is still young enough that I mean, look, clearly when they brought him in, his wrestling career wasn't over. They just said, look, we're putting you in this role, and this is where you're at. I think he's in his late 30s.
Yeah, right? He's one of the younger guys.
He's still relatively young, so I feel like he's still got something in the tank. Cody has said it.
I mean, look, I'll say this. I think one of the best matches I've seen was Cody and Nick Aldis for the NWA.
Cody mentioned that on the podcast, how their match at the first All In, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they're going to go a couple different directions.
He made the 6 pounds or what was 6 pounds of gold or whatever?
12 pounds of gold, buddy.
Sorry, 12. Can't get 12 and 6 mixed up. But he made it relevant.
Right. Look, one more wrestling note on the SmackDown and the WWE side. LA Knight, I like what they're doing. He talks about having a purpose, having something, having a storyline. His pops get bigger. You're hearing the pops again for him. This solo stuff I'm liking. He's like, I don't trust you, bro. Why would I trust the bloodline? I hate the bloodline. Like, no. I like the direction they're going with LA Knight because he gives him purpose now.
And if you were listening, I talked about this anytime we talk wrestling on this podcast, Jimmy. I talked about watch what they're doing with Solo and the Samoans. I'm not going to say I called my shot on this, but I'm just going to say that something's cooking. Solo's going to get involved back with the bloodline. They sent Jacob. Jacob and the crew and the Usos want him to rejoin so they could be this super strong unit. I think ultimately we're going to get this mega group of a bloodline.
His boy's about to be there, so
Jeremy's boy Zilla is going to show up, right? I mean, at some point. And who else? Who else is out there?
Lance Anawahi.
Yeah, I think the end goal is Solo probably will fight the good fight against him with LA, ultimately join. Something's going to happen. But I like what they're doing because I think LA Knight and Solo's like an underrated, funny guy outside of the ring. So he's getting to show his personality. I think a duo of those two guys would be good going against the Usos. So I think that would be interesting. But I like they're keeping logic here. LA Knight's not trusting anybody because of this 4-year feud he's had with the bloodline. So I kind of like it, and I want to see where it goes. I'll be open-minded about where that goes.
I'm still trying to figure out Jey Uso.
I
went from such a yeet guy to
what's going on, right?
Get the yeet out of here. Like
he dropped Jeremy. He dropped the ball. If you watched Unreal, which we all did, Tripp said, "We're going to strap the rocket to you. It's on you now. You got to run with the ball here." And he ultimately, he had that mega moment at Mania, but he dropped the ball after that. I think it was on him, right? He didn't get himself into cardio shape. He was botching a lot of matches in the ring, right? So it's his own doing. I kind of like
I'm not defending him. But that would have been another thing for Roman and Oba. You beat my boy. Or you can say to Jay, like, you let us down in the King of Ring. Now I got to go kick this guy's ass.
Now I got it. Now Roman's got to go. Yeah. The Tribal Chief's got to go take care of business.
It's so weird is that he's quote a babyface on TV, but then he's doing interviews with Kathy Kelly, and I don't care about the fans, and I don't give a damn about the fans, and it's like, I don't know. I don't like that you're so over as a group with the company that you can do stupid stuff and get away with it. Like,
right?
I don't. If I'm Triple H, I'm sitting him down. Like, what was the point of that? I mean, they aired it, so they don't mind that he did it, but
right.
I don't like how they throw teasers out like we're stupid. Vince never questioned our intelligence. He just told us, I'm going to do whatever I want.
Wait, what did you say? Vince didn't what with our intelligence?
I don't think he questioned our intelligence.
Yeah, he did. Vince, wait a minute. Whoa,
let me finish.
Whoa.
Hold on. I don't want to come over there and F5 you. I know what I'm trying to say is
first,
he didn't question it. Vince said, "This is my toy box. This is how I'm going to run it. You want to watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it." Where TKO's like, "Oh, we want you to watch it, but we're going to tease this and we're going to tease that." Like, at least Vince had a wrestling mind to say, "I'm not going to insult the fans. I might insult my wrestlers, but I won't insult my fans."
I'll give you that up until probably the last decade of Vince.
Works for me. Yeah.
I'll give you most of that argument until the last decade of Vince McMahon.
And part of it was COVID, so they had to think on the fly.
But even it was going downhill before they started to insult our intelligence.
Outside of 20,
all jokes aside, Jim, I agree with you there, 100%.
Yeah. Outside of like a one good year in 2016 with SmackDown, you might
and
be
the
right
summer of Punk and all that stuff.
From 2014 to 2019, a lot of bad in there, except that really good SmackDown year in 16. I feel like was really good.
Like when AJ came in and like they had that. Yeah. They had that. Even though a lot
of us had a good roster, Ambrose,
even though
Wyatt.
A lot of us were like, "Why Jinder Mahal is champion?" It worked. Like it worked. You had AJ Styles chasing U.S. title. Randy
Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt was there.
Yeah, they had a lot of good stuff going.
Jericho, one time, I remember they had Orton when he was going to try to unify the belts at Night of Champions.
You had Owens and Jericho doing great work on Raw in that year as well.
You had Shawn Michaels super kick Punk, and then you had Triple H RKO Orton, and nothing came out of that with the Authority.
Nothing came out of it. Yeah.
So I didn't understand that night. I thought it was a double heel turn.
Look, I'll say this. I think, there were definitely times Vince insulted our intent. I know.
Before we get off the wrestling thing too, did you guys get to listen to Paul Heyman on Chris Van Vliet?
Very good. Look, I'll say this.
Shout out my
Paul
boy.
Heyman pulled back a lot of curtain on Vince. What happened in 06? That probably doesn't happen if Vince is still running a company. Just gonna be honest, or around the company, because there's a lot of people that still fear Vince McMahon about like just revenge stuff, and if he's running all that stuff. But Paul Heyman was open and honest. I thought it was a really good interview. All the interviews have been really good. He just had Jeff Jarrett on because Dark Side of the Ring comes back next week with the TNA stuff, so that's going to be really good to watch. But I thought that was a really candid interview. He talked about almost joining TNA. Talked about giving up wrestling until, he got the call back to come back and working with Brock and everything. And, how, like, it was hit, like, a lot of guys were just like, yeah, you got to be with Brock and, like, put him over. And Vince loved it. And then that's, like, kind of how everything formed. So, and Brock didn't want to wait, like, to be called up. He's like, yeah, either you call me up or I'm out of here, which it's typical Brock. But I thought the interview was really good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I that was interesting about the 3 payments that Vince made to ECW as well, because they've always talked about how supposedly ECW is funded by Vince and the WWE. Yeah. So I kind of like how he's like, here's the 3 payments we received, and he was candid about that as well. I don't know how true. Again, he could be working us. Clearly, Vince is not here to say anything. No one will truly know. But he talked about the 3 payments, everything he went into. I mean, even the stuff with – I didn't know that he was supposed to be teamed up with Benoit before the Brock stuff. Like, they said, we're going to put you with Benoit. Brock shows up. They're like, hey, plans are canceled. You're going with Brock. You're going to be his mouthpiece. So that was interesting. And just a really good peel behind the curtain.
Who was there at the time that they said that? Who did he say he was going to put him with? He said somebody was there that said, why don't you just work with Brock? And then
I think it was Michael Hayes.
Yeah, Michael Hayes, right?
Yeah, no, it was the older crew, like Tony Gurria. Those guys were still there as the producers. Patterson, Gurria, Strongbow was probably still there. So
they wanted the original idea was just say, hey, just get him working in the just get him on cue with everything, like teach him everything, and then they just formed
something wasn't connecting with his matches, and then they're like, hey, Heyman, you take care of his segments. And then he's like, "Hey, why don't you just be his manager?" And that's how
Vince
it started.
Was like, it's just like that's how it started. And then I like how he talked about how like Vince, after everybody was gone in 2006 with the new ECW, because Paul Heyman said he loved the first ECW One Night Stand. I think everybody agreed with it.
Classic.
I thought the second ECW One Night Stand was really good.
It was
outside of some of the finishes. But like he's like the minute the TV show came, Vince just was like, "Yeah, I took down ECW once. I'm just gonna crap on it right now. I'm gonna be a bully." And I mean that's his personality. But like he basically he didn't let Paul Heyman run the show.
No, he didn't, and that's why Paul said like one guy was going to leave. It wasn't going to be Vince, and he pulled the curtain back a little bit. Talked about how difficult it is to be a booker sometimes or creative. He likes to be the long-term booking guy, where he's thinking about the Mania a year in advance. So I like that there's somebody in the company that's thinking about that, because it seems like sometimes whoever else is in creative is not thinking about the long term. So at least we got one guy who's like, hey, I'm thinking about Mania 44 already. You know, let's start there and work our way backwards. I like that. So, it's not an easy job, and we always step on creative.
We don't know, and we're not privy to it, but
we're not.
A lot of times they might have a plan for a wrestler 6-8 months from now, and who knows what their contract situation is. But we can't give this guy a push because his contract's coming up. That happened in TNA with Hogan. That Bully Ray's contract came up like right in the middle of the key part. They didn't know. That was TNA for you. But yeah, the Chris Van Vliet interview was fine. Like I think back to 15 years ago when he was doing Deco Drive down here, TV show, Channel 7, and he would go do, if there was a wrestling event, he might do a 3-minute bit with a wrestler. And I remember him telling me one time, he's like, yeah, I want to grow the wrestling stuff because I throw it on YouTube and people like a little 2-3 segments. I was like, yeah, of course, why not, man?
Yeah.
But did I know he was gonna
blow up?
Yeah, but he followed the area.
We got to shout out Van Vliet here because he's an inspiration for us. I listen to every episode. And man, that's somebody that I'd love to talk to or just run into.
I'm not bragging here. I'm not trying to.
I know you met him. I know you know him well.
He's in my. We talk.
You talk. I know he's your guy.
I'm gonna text him. I'm gonna try to get him on the show one time for sure.
Man, that would be huge.
I spoke to him before Mania, and he got back to me within an hour, and he was like, his schedule was insane. And
that speaks to what kind of guy he is. He's a busy guy.
Within an hour. On a Saturday, got back.
On a Saturday, yeah.
Dude works hard like we work hard. Real quick, couple hard workers, mentioned him before. Ospreay, Omega. Feels like AW's going in that route for All In, but MJF's so hot right now. Feels like, to me, they might be doing a triple threat segment at All In at Wembley. That's just my take on it. I don't know.
You gotta do 1-on-1 at Wembley. I mean, you gotta
you gotta go Ospreay Omega 3. Feels like, but
you gotta have Ospreay 1-on-1. When you gave the story of my dream is Wembley, my dream is this. You've already done MJF Ospreay there.
That's true.
I was there. One of the best shows I ever been to. He had a moment there.
Dude, I'll say this. I've watched both. Well, I was there for Ospreay Omega 2. I saw the first one live in New Japan. They both killed. They were both excellent. I could go either way, but I would prefer Ospreay Omega at Wembley. I think it would be tear the house down. And I love Will's promo. I love Will's promo heading into after, I believe, or whenever it was. I think it was either the Dynamite or after he won. He's like, I'm Will Ospreay. I'm always in the main event. When I'm on the card and I'm wrestling, you put me in the main event because I'm the best.
Yeah.
He delivers every time.
A story about Wembley, and he said every kid there in England dreams of kicking the winning soccer goal or football goal, he said.
That's awesome.
I dreamed of wrestling in the main event at Mania. I was the only one in my class. It was a great promo.
Right. From a guy that historically, you wouldn't think he's a great promo guy, right? I mean, I think he was solid in that vein right there in that promo.
He's come a long way there.
Oh, he's come a
long way.
Look, they got some good. They're cooking over there at AEW right now. I think they're doing a lot of great stuff.
Shout out Tony Khan, I think, Jimmy, too, because I read somewhere recently that I don't know what wrestler said it, that he pays for all his
Brian Cage did that.
Hotels and airfare, right?
Yeah.
So shout out Tony Khan.
Day one.
Yeah, he's a day one guy like that. So that's really good. The wrestling, a lot of good wrestling out there. Go check it out. TNA, I mean, they killed it with Slammiversary, I heard. But again, a lot of cuts, a lot of guys leaving.
Yeah. Tommy Dreamer's gone, right?
Yeah, I think there's some issues behind the scenes with that, though. I think he got shown the door for some bad behavior.
Our commercial's still going strong too.
Was it because it busted open? Is there a conflict sometimes?
I don't think it's busted open. I think there was some backstage issues.
No. I mean, you're in that position. It's never meant to work out. Like
No,
right?
No. So I mean, that's the rumors going around. We don't know what's real. We don't know what's not real. But a lot of good wrestling out there. It's always long days when these wrestling shows. Always, hey, best compliment. Tony Khan said this in the post show. He was like, "Oh, I guess it's the best compliment I can get." They're doing. They're putting 2 shows on against my All In. It's Jim Crockett only got 1. So I guess that's a double compliment for me. So, guy's a student of the game. But look, the wrestling business, as we always say, like what you want, watch what you want, enjoy what you want, enjoy all, because there's a lot of good stuff out there. Just pick your thing and stick with it. No tribalism here, because we love all wrestling as we do here. But we're going to transition like we always do to sports. Alex Ovechkin, the Great Eight, coming back another season, 22-second season in the National Hockey League. Saw what the Caps did. This was always his plan, right? Nick Dowd got traded at the deadline. John Carlson got traded at the deadline. He's like, let me wait. Let me see. I had been writing it, and I've been tweeting about it and talking about it. He's just going to wait and see. Then they had Kyrou. They had Tuck. They had Jenner. They had Desharnais. They had a bunch of guys. He's like, yeah, I'm back. Like a day after everybody thought it was going to be in Moscow. He was going to announce something. Maybe at Fanatics Fest he was going to announce. Look, I'll say this. When somebody told me he was going to be at Fanatics Fest, I'm like, he's coming back. I'm like, I already thought he was coming back anyway, but I'm like, guys don't say they're going to commit to a major partner in the National Hockey League in the middle of July and do that if they're not coming back. I'm like, he's coming back. And he's back, and we get the Great Eight, and we get Sid another year, Crosby, Ovechkin another year. We love it.
Love it.
You're a hockey fan. You know these guys saved the product after the lockout. So cannot wait to watch Alexander Ovechkin tear it up again. He's 10 goals away, folks. Remember, he broke the record on this show. 10 goals away from passing Wayne Gretzky's all-time mark of 1,016 goals combined playoffs and regular season.
And how old is Ovi going to be?
He's going to be 41 when the season starts.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But
man.
he's got talent now. With Kyrou and Tuck, you bring all these guys in. He doesn't have to be the guy anymore. He could be part of it.
Right. And my question to you is going to be, what do you think about all these New York Ranger moves that happen here?
Yeah, kind of. I'm going to be honest. Don't know what the direction is. Like, I was listening to Chris Drury today. He's like, well, we don't have really a timeline. I've always stuck to, I've always said that. Don't have a timeline. Don't really want to commit to anything. But actions say different things, because you move Trocheck, you get Dursey in there. Cole Benoit is really good. Good young prospect. Rangers got to develop him, though. But you bring in Marcus Patterson, who played for Mike Sullivan. Your D is revamped. It looks really good, but up front is a little questionable, though I like the Pavel Dorofeev trade and signing. Schmitz is going to come in. So, and they want to develop him, but I didn't understand the Jonas Corposalo pickup and how it's like, well, it gives us an element that we didn't have. I'm like, yeah, but Dylan Garand was going to be your backup. So, like, it feels like Drury's trying to do things the right way, and Dolan's telling him, no, we need to win. He's got the itch again after the Knicks won. He's got the itch. He wants the Rangers to win, because it was not his team when the Rangers won in '94. So, the Rangers' direction, what are we doing, guys? Like, what's your plan? Like, what's the vision here? Because it just doesn't feel like there's one. It feels like, we're just going to do whatever and hope it works.
I think they were banking on a Brady trade.
They were in on a Brady trade. Brady told them no. So.
Oh, I know, but for a year they've been.
Oh yeah, I know they have been.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I told Mark, our boy, I said I liked Pedersen, I like Dursey. I think their D is really rock solid now. Good puck moving defenseman. They have some good players. I'm just not sure who's scoring out of.
Right.
Got a good coach too, man.
I'm still not sold on Sullivan.
I know you were going to say that. I think he's a good coach.
I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but I think his best years might have passed him by.
That's quite possible, for sure.
So, I mean, until you win a playoff series, bud, like, I haven't seen one. Hasn't won one since 2018.
Hey, I mean, it's a long time now,
the first all in.
I mean, Mike Babcock's back in the league, hasn't won a playoff series since 2013. I mean that's a long
that's a long time.
That's a long time, man.
Now, yeah.
Yeah. And when's the last time the Red Wings made the playoffs?
2016.
And a decade.
But he wasn't the coach then.
6.
But he wasn't the coach then.
I understand, but that's still this is the time I'm saying.
I know. And Steve Yzerman, what are you doing with that Yzer plan? Look. I think
Dylan Larkin stuff is really quieted down
a little bit because he wants to go to Minnesota or Vegas. Been saying this again for months too, or not months because the trade request only can't happen during the Stanley Cup final. But I'm like, they need a third team. Like Vegas and Minnesota don't have assets Detroit wants. You need to get a third team involved, and sure enough, everybody's starting to talk about it. So
yeah, that's true.
You know,
do him and Werenski have the same agent?
No, Matthews and Werenski have the same agent.
Okay, I was gonna say because
Matthews and Werenski have the same agent.
What changed there with Werenski? I know he wanted to stay east, but just
I think what happened was Don Waddell called his bluff and said, "Okay, you want out? Good. Here's the trade." And it basically was like, we're trading you to Dallas. And it's like, whoa. I don't want to go to Dallas.
Yeah. I'm not a believer in putting out a statement about a guy who's already under contract.
I think they needed to calm the waters. I think there was a lot of stuff behind the scenes. The trade request got out. Like, you have to do damage control now.
Did you like the tweet with the Men in Black?
That was funny.
I was wondering what your take was.
I was funny. I give some of these social media staffs some credit. They did a pretty good job.
Okay, I was wondering if you like that stuff.
But I think the NHL and ESPN have to embrace the offseason more because all I heard about on ESPN during NHL free agency and this week was either LeBron or the NBA. The NHL needs to embrace this. They have talent there. We have to embrace the offseason. I don't want it to be the LeBron show, the NBA show. You can do it with the National Hockey League as we do with the NBA. And look, we saw some big trades. Kawhi back to Toronto. We saw Giannis going to Miami. This is literally Brady goes to South Florida. Next day, Giannis, South Florida.
Within 24 hours.
Not even 24 hours later. Yeah. Giannis going to the Heat. Apparently, word is out of Boston that there was a deal in place, but Boston didn't want to give him a 3-year deal.
Correct. Yeah, that was
his first choice.
No, I think he really wanted to go to Boston. I mean,
he wanted to go to Boston.
He was going to go wherever. At the end of the day, whatever the best deal was.
Two destinations. Yeah,
they were his top two. I am surprised that Milwaukee wouldn't want Jaylen Brown. But I think the asking price was a little too high for them. And Miami was like, hey, we'll give you these players. So, look, he ended up in Miami. He's going to be with Bam Adebayo. It's going to be interesting, but there still needs to be a lot more pieces added there. I feel like
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim Hardaway Jr. Correct. He's going to be
Miami
there.
And from Miami. Okay.
And LeBron is a guy that is always lurking there. I don't know if they want him back. If the fans want him back.
No, I mean, I got my reasons. I can go all night about
it. I
just think him and Riley, they haven't forgotten how much they hate each other.
Yeah, supposedly they've reconciled. I don't know how true that is, but Miami, I guess,
apparently
is always a destination.
But the thing is now, the word is with LeBron, though, now that he leaves the Lakers, is he's not going to be like, he doesn't have to be a max guy now.
No, that's a good This is a good PR move to say that. I mean, supposedly he's going to take like the vet deal or whatever, a low deal. Right. And he's going to need to be on a team where there's probably 2 scorers. So Cleveland fits the bill, going home, finishing it out at where you started, right? Or I don't think the Warrior thing is going to happen because AD is not getting moved. Washington ain't going to move him. And I think they've re-signed Porzingis to a big money deal. So whatever money you were going to put there is not going to happen now. So Warriors, I wouldn't like, as cool as it would be, I guess, to see LeBron and Steph play together. I don't need that.
We see it at the Olympics. We don't need that.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't need it.
The other thing that came up with LeBron was that on Team USA or something, Spoelstra was an assistant who's going to be the head coach soon. And he was LeBron's personal coach.
Yeah. That goes back to their Miami days.
Reconciled even more.
Yeah.
From the end. They said the first 2 guys in the court every game were Spoelstra and LeBron.
At this point, LeBron going to be 42. This is probably it the last year. So he's probably like, look, just put me in a spot where I can just finish my career and have an opportunity at a run to the finals. The crazy thing is that the Eastern Conference I think because of the Knicks winning this thing, just shaking up, like Jaylen Brown getting traded to Philly. I mean, everybody was just saying, Brad Stevens, what are you doing? You're just giving them away. But they were looking to cut bait. They said, look, if we don't get the deal we're looking for with the multiple picks, we're going to move them for cheap.
It was toxic there.
It
was bad. Him and Tatum,
Brown,
it was awful.
Well, Brown on his podcast,
he was doing,
he would jump on his podcast and just trash the organization and trash everything. So, like, it was just a matter of time that was going to happen. But Brad Stevens clearly said, whatever deal we get, we're moving them. I don't care if it's Philly, the team that just beat us, but that shifts the power because now Philly definitely right behind, I feel like, New York.
They would do a conference rival.
And the Knicks shipped Mitchell Robinson up to Boston.
Well, they didn't ship him. They couldn't afford to pay him.
Right.
They couldn't. They said this was kind of a known thing.
What was it, tier 2 or something? They compared tier 2
Well,
money.
Dolan didn't want to break the bank, apparently.
Yeah, cheapskate.
Yeah, so Mitch is a guy that they could part with because I feel like not a great offensive player and not good at free throws. Clearly one of the glue guys for the team, but I think they were okay losing him. They're going to bring another big guy in, so that's what happened there. But again, in conference rival,
the Lakers had no interest in bringing back LeBron too. They lowballed.
Yeah, that was clearly a mutual parting of the ways.
Because it's Luka's team now.
Writing was on the wall. I think you have to obviously just build around Luka now.
He was fine being in this role in Hollywood, doing all that. He's not just leaving because I want my legacy and a title.
But the great thing was that Bronny Jr. gets his guaranteed money, and the next day LeBron leaves. So he's like, "Hey, make sure you pay my son," and then bam, I'm out of here. I'm just gonna blindside you guys. I'm leaving.
The funniest tweet
that was funny.
The funniest tweet next to the of the week, next to the Columbus Blue Jacket one. Someone put it up. I don't know who, but it was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Phil and Will, and he goes,
"What do you mean we?
When are we going? We
ain't going anywhere." Also, the Bane. One of us has to stay in the wreckage, my brother.
Yeah.
And Bane tells his henchmen, "You got to die with the plane crash." and then the Sophia Cunningham meme has been great as well.
That's
been another classic one.
Yeah,
but the East, the East is completely shaken up, and this is all because the Knicks won this championship, and now Boston, Philly, Miami are all like, "Hey, what do we got to do to compete with these guys?" So this is what's happening now.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
There's always a domino effect when somebody.
Well, it was somebody I was talking to a friend in Toronto, and they were like, "Imagine if LeBron went to North." I'm like,
that'd be ridiculous.
Then bring the Larry O'Brien Trophy back to Toronto, then.
Right.
It was never gonna
I mean, apparently he loves going to that city. So I mean,
it's near Cleveland.
Toronto's great, man.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it would be funny. Like it'd be kind of fun if he went there.
Yeah, that's why I crack up with his agent. Like that's one thing I'm going to be so happy when he retires, LeBron. I don't have to hear his agent talk anymore.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's really his agent comes out and says some asinine things, and I'm like, we don't need to hear from this guy. Let LeBron say what he wants or whatever. But it's making the PR looks bad sometimes. I'm actually a LeBron
billionaire.
Fan.
What does it matter to him?
But the thing is, you got this guy Rich Paul that comes out and says these dumb things, and it makes him look bad. So
Yeah,
should fire him.
We'll listen.
Right,
dude.
Right.
LA basically told you to take a hike.
Yeah,
let's not kid ourselves.
So hey, things in the NBA are going to be crazy, but the things in the World Cup, Jimmy.
How about USA, baby? Give some love to USA, because look, I'll be honest, it's the Cup final. I've just been relaxing. No sports right now except for tennis.
That's fine. It's that time of year, man. No sports.
Free agency.
That's it. I did my part for a while.
Hey, shout out Team USA, though, from the beginning, from the first match of this World Cup in group play. They came out, beat Paraguay 4-1, surprised a lot of teams. They won their second game and wrapped up a group for that early, first time in Team USA's history. Could have pulled off the winning the 3 games for the first time in their history, but unfortunately they lost to Turkey in a last-minute goal. Now we're going to knockout stages. They beat Bosnia 2-0. They're headed to the round of 16. They got Belgium.
That's going to be a tough match.
It's a tough match. It's unfortunate. Balogun, probably the best player on Team USA outside Pulisic, gets the red card, has to miss this game. He's been the goal scorer for Team USA, so that sucks. But the next man up mentality, I've been loving the country roads. The country is rallying behind this team because they're actually good. When a team is good if we can make a deep run here, maybe win this game and get to the quarterfinals, it's going to be mayhem here in the United States on July 4th weekend. The game's on Monday. Should have been on the 4th. That would have been cool. But shout out Team USA for an awesome run here in this World Cup so far.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you know what? To be fair, shout out to all the Scots that invaded Miami.
Yeah,
no, dude.
Like,
how about all the countries?
How about all the
countries have also
coming in,
fueled us too?
it?
Yeah,
they have. Shout out to all the other people from countries. And I'm not even talking about spending money here. Great, it's helping the economy. They have embraced America in a way that is just so refreshing. And when they've come out and said, "We've been lied to. This is the greatest country," they showed a German fan crying that he had to go back.
Yeah.
And he's like,
every video I see,
he was like, I never thought I would
like the Norway doing it, the row in the subway.
Listen, and shout out to my boy James.
At MetLife.
They're doing that. You got the Scots in Boston, the Scots down in Miami. Like Norway's carrying it in the Arrowhead. Like
the Japanese fans have been loving it too. The Japanese fans are in Texas having barbecue.
Did you see that?
That was great.
They said the best thing they've ever had is Texas
the English
barbecue.
fans having brisket for the first time, or like
and
going to Buc-ee's or Walmart for the first time.
Yeah, Buc-ee's. I saw. It was a Scottish might have been a Scottish fan tried New Haven, Connecticut pizza for the first time, Sally's, and they're like, I can't go home. I got to stay here and have this pizza. It might have been a Netherlands. It might have been a Netherlands fan. I think.
I don't know if you're familiar with Miami or not. There's an area in downtown Miami called Little Havana. It's a area.
Okay,
They showed all these huge Scottish guys and these Latino women hanging out.
Awesome.
And they were joking. They go, remember this video when 9 months from now you see so many Scottish Latina babies?
Yeah. There was a French fan that said, "Hey, I love the Mexican and Colombian women." Like, dude, this is what I love about the World Cup. What you just said, Jeremy, brings all the cultures and the countries together.
And this might be the best one so far. Yeah,
and they come here and they say, "We've been we hear different things on the news about the United States, and now we're loving this country." It's very refreshing to hear that. I love it.
Just the Oliver Henry guy who, when the White House reached out to him and said, "Why don't you come meet the president? Like, you've been great."
That's the guy who's been doing the road trip across the country?
No, that's the Freddie guy.
Okay,
that's the Freddie guy.
The German guy.
And the Hardys even reached out to him and said, he said, "I'm going to Slammiversary." And he just wrote random post. He said, "I'm going to Slammiversary. I'm in Boston. I'm going to get to see Matt and Jeff Russell." Matt saw the tweet and said, "I've already talked to TNA. We're arranging a meeting to meet you."
That's awesome.
That's sick. No, I'll say this, though. I love the one guy. I saw the one video of the guy was bashing MetLife, and like all the comments are like, "Dude, it's nothing new. You're not reporting anything new. We all know. Everybody who lives in New Jersey knows it stinks."
There were some fans that said, "Hey, MetLife is a good stadium," and I'm like, "Hey, man, what you got to go see some other stadiums then, because MetLife is terrible."
It's okay. I was there. I don't think it's bad. It's just
worst stadium.
They made a good point. They're used to their soccer stadiums at RVs. Football, whatever they want to call it. Football in like near the downtown area, near some action.
Yeah.
Most of our NFL stadiums are out on the outskirts. Yeah. How big they are.
That's a good point.
They're like, man, like your stadiums are mad beautiful, but we really got to go travel.
And NFL
most
players
of the stadiums in this tournament are stadiums: MetLife, Miami,
Kansas City, San Francisco, Seattle, Dallas,
Houston.
Dallas, Houston, Boston,
Dallas for sure. Boston,
I mean, and I'm loving the
Seattle's
George Kittle
downtown, so they've been going nuts there.
Yeah, George Kittle and some of the NFL players came out and said, "Hey, we're watching these guys play on grass. Why can't you keep this grass for the NFL?" It seems like an easy thing to do. Like the players' union's got to get behind this and say, "Hey, the injuries are happening with that turf. Let's keep this grass." I feel like that would be a good thing to do.
I like that. I embrace that. I like that. Okay, we've talked soccer. It's time to bring the Just Shut Up award back. And since it's the weekend, holiday weekend for everybody gets one. It's not just me deciding that I want to tell somebody to just shut up because I do. I'm going to start because, well, I want to start. But Kawhi Leonard, buddy, what happened after you won the championship in Toronto? You made the legendary shot. Raptors win the title. You get traded to Toronto, and now all of a sudden you want to sign a long-term extension there? Bro, what happened? Like, come on, bud. Like, something changed. Why? Because you have some personal issues. I don't know. I'm not getting into it. But all I'm going to say is the Just Shut Up Awards are going to you, Kawhi, because you could have been a Raptor for a very long time. The people loved you. You brought a championship to the city. Just shut up, bud.
Jeremy,
Next.
you got one?
I do. First off, this has been a blast, guys. I just want to say I love.
It's always a blast, man.
It's always a blast.
You guys are the best. Yeah, I saw this today, and I said if Jim brings it out tonight, I got ammunition. Now we know I'm a Panther fan, and I'm happy to have Brady Kachuk, but I understand sports is a business, and sometimes things happen. And I think Brady handled himself with class there. There's never a great way to leave, but I think he did it the best way possible, in my personal opinion. And I think he did everything right while he was there. It really, really got my attention today. The Ottawa Senators put up a tweet saying, get the Kachuk on or something, and they basically were ripping him, and they're doing a whole jersey exchange thing, like he was Aaron Hernandez or something. And it just really, I thought, was classless, because I think Brady took the high road when he left. He thanked the organization. He thanked the city. He did everything right. Like, I get it. Like, you're still bitter, and you're
Right.
Ottawa, so yeah, it sucks having to be there. But it just, I don't know. I mean, maybe Jim, you
this is what they do.
This is hockey. Hockey has a lot more class than other sports when it comes to
do. This is what they do. If your team, like I saw this with Tavares when he left,
right,
to Toronto,
and I didn't like that. Like, it just bothered me. And Brady don't care. He doesn't care.
No, I don't care.
But it just, come on, man. Like, now you're encouraging your fans to be jerks.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Give you that.
I'll keep it light on as we go out here. My Just Shut Up Award is just, hey, guys, it's not the first time it's been 95 degrees before. I got everybody complaining about the heat out here. We're in a heat wave, the humidity, can't stand being outside. Hey, in like 6 months, we're going to be full of snow. So let's enjoy it.
I second that. I'm not
a fan of but you're in Miami, Jeremy. You know what it is. I mean, like, we get these heat waves up here and people complain. We get crazy weather here in Jersey sometimes, but I prefer the cooler weather, but I don't need to hear every 2 seconds, hey, this heat, how about this heat? Just shut up, man. It's been 95 degrees before.
What New York Twitter did to Mondami last night when he said, turn off all your
78 degrees.
All your utilities and keep it at 78.
Get out of here.
Guy.
Keep it at 68 all the time. 68 at all times in my apartment.
This is what I said. This is what I said. I saw a tweet like after the brutal winter that we had, and it was like, if anybody complains about the summer heat, you're gonna get a beating. Like,
we had a bad winter, so
just remember the winter and the cold that was in January.
Right.
That was below zero for most of people, though I was in Florida covering Stadium Series, so I snuck away from it. But it was like 40 and 50 degrees in Tampa. It was like record cold for them.
And right now, actually, it is hotter here. My buddy's out in Arizona. He says it's actually cooler there than in New Jersey. So pretty crazy.
But anybody who's complaining, complaining that's triple digits, no, dude. Just go back. Just think about that winter. Then we'll talk.
World Cup news. Portugal won.
Yep.
Apparently, it was an insane finish.
Oh, I wanted to break in here while I was watching it, and I didn't want to say anything while we were talking. Ronaldo, the goal got called back on an offside. But then it was a crazy goal by Portugal. Croatia tied with about right in the last second, and then they called it an offside. They went to the videotape, and they said no goal, so Portugal wins 2-1. Crazy finish.
It was an insane finish.
It was this is one of the craziest finishes I've ever seen here in a World Cup. Insane.
That's the thing too. We can talk about the fans all we want. The games are also delivering. I'm not even.
They are.
It feels like that. It feels like that for all of sports this year, though. A lot of stuff's been delivering. For sure. Like. Heavy delivery, delivering, very highly delivering.
Yeah. And social media always takes that now to another level.
Yes.
Good or bad, but I'm saying the World Cup is a whole lot different this year because of social media.
Absolutely. Definitely. It has been.
And they do things differently. People from the other country, how they just I've gone on YouTube, watched YouTube shows of people from England staying in America. It's cool seeing the different ways about things.
I agree.
A lot more. I was in England for the start of the World Cup, at the airport, and there was all these Scottish people at the airport, like just ready to go. Like, I was not in World Cup mode because I was in the ship. I wasn't really watching it.
Right.
And then I get to the airport, and I'm like, all right, this is yeah.
Well, again, I tell everybody, they're like, "Oh, what is this compared to?" I'm like, "Come back when it's college football season. You'll understand,
and you'll see,
and you'll see, and you'll see the nightcap recap all weekend long because we're on repeat on YouTube, Specialty Media, Full Press Media. Follow along, nightcap recap. Jim Biringer, Teddy Repantis, Jeremy Evans. Guys, enjoy your 4th of July holiday. We'll be back again next week. Take care.
Peace.
Oh, yeah.
Nightcap recap. What up, fellas?